Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we are talking Warrior Season 3, Episode 3, titled No Time for Fucking Chemistry. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out. As if you've already seen it, you have been warned. I'm doing weekly recaps for every episode, weekly lives. And if you're having fun, leave a thumbs up, a comment of what you think about my commentary and the episode. And also, since you're into Kung Fu martial arts, every time I do a weekly recap or live, I will also be giving you a movie review from the Haya website or that app. They have a ton of martial arts films on this website. The first one that I'm going to be reviewing on my channel is going to be Young Yip Man. Yes, Young Yip Man. The next one is going to be The Grand Master of Kung Fu, followed by Eye for an Eye, The Blind Swordsman. So if you're into martial arts and you into all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe to my channel to get all that and help me reach 50,000 subscribers. Now let's go ahead and get into this episode. It got really good towards the end, and I'm happy that HBO Max or Max gave us 3 episodes during this season 3 debut, just because they wanted to pull the audience in and didn't want anybody bored or anything. Because the first 2 episodes, that was pretty good, but at the same time, not much really happened. I was disappointed that the Tongs are fighting each other, the Long Z and the Hop Way. Like, wait a minute, y'all just beat the white supremacists from coming into Chinatown and just beating y'all up for no reason. Now y'all want to box again. And so I was a bit frustrated with that, even though it was choreographed quite nice. But the way that this episode ended, I cannot wait to see episode 4. But starting off, guys, like I haven't always said this, but you never play with anybody's money. You just don't do that. I mean, I learned that when I was a little boy, maybe 7 or 8 years old. I remember I was at my grandmother's house and all of our cousins was over there. She had some change out. It wasn't even more than $1. And I didn't plan on stealing it. I just took the change and then was hiding it, playing around, being goofy. Brandon, where's that change that was sitting here besides the thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Eventually, I told her where it was, and she just set me down very serious. Brandon, do not ever play with anybody's money. I don't care if it's only 5 cents. That's how people end up dead. And ever since then, that has just been instilled in my head and my brain, just downloaded. And I could not stop thinking about that watching the very beginning of this episode, seeing Young Jun and Hong and Assam get over and Chow get over on Happy Jack, you know, and I'm always gonna root for the black people, you know what I'm saying, unless they're evil. But you know, Happy Jack not evil. He just trying to do his thing and get along just like everybody else. But you giving him fake money, this is not good. This is not good. And I'm not really feeling the way that Young Jun is leading the Hop Way. I think he is gonna crash and burn, and I don't want that to happen. On top of that, now you have this other girl working with you, and she's going to, this is basically going to be Assam's new girlfriend. And I like it too. There is history to their character. Later on in this episode, where they was trying to go get some more dumplings because the one that Assam gave her was not the best, talking about that old folklore, and was just saying, hey, last season, she didn't say last season, but recently, and we're talking about the end of last season, episode 9, season 2, Enter the Dragon, when he got the nunchucks and was doing the Bruce Lee thing. She was like, man, you came through like an avenging angel to save us. And I was so happy. But then when you came through to collect, I was like, oh, this dude is just a gangster and we got to work with him. And I like Assam's response to that. He was just like, well, hey, I'm sorry to disappoint you. He didn't try to be like, well, no, he was just basically like, it is what it is. Hey, I was just there doing my thing. I didn't say I was a hero. So I kind of respect that, to be honest with you. But I like the fact that she said, hey, it's not too late. He's like, too late for what? To, make a different choice. And so that's pretty cool right there. Even going back to that, it was nice seeing him train before with not just one nunchuck, but 2. If you're a martial artist, you always got to stay sharp. You got to always stay training. And I like the fact that he was getting it in during his free time. It was also kind of funny how she was not that impressed and was like, okay, hey, I'm out of here. Have fun playing with your wood. I did get a nice little chuckle out of that, but I like this relationship that is developing between the 2 of them. I hope that flourishes and pops off in all positive, wonderful ways. You guys let me know what you think. But going back to Young June, the dude is tripping big time balls, man. Not only are you getting over on Happy Jack, but when you're at the brothel, the old brothel that Atoy used to run, making it rain with the fake money, that's not smart. That is not smart. That is not smart. And then later on in the episode, you're going out and giving fake money to all your people in Chinatown. Like, this is not gonna end well. And I'm very uncomfortable, but at the same time excited. But man, Young June, I want you to win. I do. But the way you're going about it is the wrong way. I know they're coming down on all these ordinances and things of that nature, but this is not the way. Now, I know I'm jumping around. I'm just so excited. Going back kind of towards the beginning of the episode where we got Richard Lee and his new black girlfriend. They're trying to figure out what to do. She's like, hey, so you telling me that you got this cop right here that knows you're a murderer, but is not going to arrest you and wants to hire you? He's like, yeah. Of course, I don't blame him for wanting to take that leap of faith and try to get his name marked off. He just had two men try to assassinate him in the past episode. So why wouldn't you want to get clear of that? I mean, and you already have experience in the police force. So this is a win-win. And it was so funny that he had to go back to the police station and be like, hey, now I'm in charge. I got to do what I say. And Bill is in his feelings, feeling some type of way. I would not blame Bill for all of the things he did in this episode. I would be like, hey, you told me you wasn't a cop no more too, just like Bill. And Bill's reaction, his response was respectful. It wasn't all rowdy and he wasn't kicking over desks and throwing tables or anything like that. The only thing I don't understand is, I feel that Lee should have told Bill what the deal is because Bill already knows that he's wanted for murder. They had that conversation during the first season. All Lee had to do to not burn bridges with Bill, because I don't care in life, try not to burn bridges as much as you possibly can. Even if you cannot stand this person, even if you want to swing on sight, it is better to walk away and sometimes not say anything, because you never know. It could be 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years in the future. And you may need that person. You may be in a bind and they may be able to get you out. I'm not saying you got to be buddy and fake with them. Just don't burn the bridge. And so I think that Lee should have told Bill, like, hey, you know my situation. A couple of days ago, I was just attacked by these men that have this reward on me for $50,000 or $500,000. And this Secret Service agent just came out of nowhere just saying, hey, he knew my whole story, Bill. He knew all the ins, all the outs, all the nitty gritty. And he was like, hey, if you help me, then I can wipe your name clear. So that's why I'm here. That's the only reason I came back to the force. Bill could do nothing but understand that, you know what I'm saying? And so I just don't understand why Lee missed that opportunity. I really think he should have told Bill right there, but you guys let me know what you think. And it was just funny. The title of the episode is No Time for Fucking Chemistry. And that's what I was going in there recruiting the Chinese policeman, or the policeman that handles Chinatown. Like, hey, you know, if you put the iodine on here and if it has a blemish, that means it's real, it's fake. And old dude was in his feelings. And so that's just kind of hilarious right there. And we got to talk about Leary. We got to talk about Dylan Leary. And with me covering these episodes, I can't remember if this conversation took place in episode 2 of season 3 or this episode. Is kind of all running together. But they tried to hire Leary, or that one gentleman was like, hey, I need you to go down here and talk to Douglas. I need you to talk to Strickland. And at the beginning of this episode, guys, he went back to Nelly and was like, hey, I just want to give you this offer. But episode 2, Leary was like, hey, is this what you think of me as a thug? And he tried to go talk to Douglas. He tried to go talk to Strickland, because Nelly was calling him Douglas, but you know, we found out that that's the same person, new character to my understanding. And Leary is waiting on him on the outside. And basically he was like, bro, I am not the one to threat. I'm the one that you make a deal with. Let's ride in the car. And Leary is really turning into a politician. He's like, hey, listen, I'm talking about Douglas Strickland. You can go around with your strong arm and twist 5 or 10 arms. And he's like, yeah, and those families will eat that day. He was like, yes, but nothing changes this for those 5 or 10 people, those 5 or 10 families. Your problem is systemic. You got to be able to do this. You got to be able to do that. And so not only is Leary going to be a strong man thug, but he also gets into these politics and economics, increasing his political and economic education. And that's powerful. Black people, we all got to do that. We all got to do that. You know, he fired those men at last episode. That was very, very funny to me. But old boy that tried to hire him to take down Douglas Strickland comes up in his shop, in his bar, talking shit, and gets stabbed in the hand. And Leary is not going to get in trouble for that. He was like, hey, I think you need a cop if you're going to press charges. That's some crazy ass power right there. That is some crazy ass power right there, to be honest with you. And Leary got it all right now. He got it all. And so you just can't be going up in nobody's shop, in nobody's bar, talking smack. You're going to get stabbed in the hand. And yeah, you're going to have to come through there with the army. And even going back, when Leary first tried to threaten Douglas Strickland, and right before he got into the stagecoach, it was that big white man with all black. That was the same guy, I think, at the end attacking Nelly and Atoy at the Vineyard with the whip. I'll come back to that. I tried to watch this twice before talking about it, and that was a big dude right there. That was a really, really big dude. And excuse me, I think the gentleman's name is Pierce, that was trying to hire Leary to go take down Douglas Strickland. But let's go back to Douglas Strickland. This guy here is showing up at the Vineyard. And I can't stand people like this. I can't stand dudes like this. Just because you don't want to get their way, you want to try to pull out somebody dirty skeletons in the closet. Oh, well, you're saving whores. What is people going to think? I'm not going to think this way, but then what are they going to think if you're sharing your bed with one? I'm like, dude, get out of here, man. You whack for that. You whack for that. And I really hope he dies a slow death in this season. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Now, we also got to talk about Mei Ling and also Lee Jong. Haven't talked about them. She's talking about the mooching and the three brothers talk. And I was like, hey, whoever is left out of their clan that need to join the Long Z, she's getting counsel. But what do y'all really think about Mei Ling getting closer and closer with the white people, you know, trying to get to know them? She's trying to understand their world. At one episode, she was reading their papers or their books or something, just like, hey, if we want to get in and make all this money and expand, we got to understand their world. I think it was a newspaper. Yeah, nothing. Can she box? Can she fight? I just want to know. And I'm wanting to see more from Lee Jong. He is really bending at the knee right now for Mei Ling, and I'm not really loving him this much this season. I'm pretty sure he'll have a lot to do later on, and I can't wait for that. But how y'all feeling about Mei Ling? And she's going to the art gallery, and hey, I slept on the floor, and she's wearing the dresses. It's not that interesting to me, but I'm pretty sure things are gonna pop off later on in the future. Remember, we still don't know if Zing popped out of prison, if he escaped. We also don't know if Penny Blake, is still in the crazy house as well. What's going to happen to her? And also, what do y'all think about Chow as well? He's really playing both sides, getting into the ear of Assam, talking about, hey, I know y'all are tight right now, bleeding. These cops are coming down with these orders, shutting everything down. But Mei Ling doesn't seem like she is being bothered by it all. What is up with that right there? And Assam goes and then approaches Mei Ling like, hey, who are you paying off to where you're getting all this protection? It is getting quite complicated. It really is. And once Young Jun is hip to a number of these things as well, I don't think he's going to respond in a mature way, and it's just going to cause dissension in the ranks and chaos, and I don't want that to happen. But what is really exciting talking about Chow is Lee went to go confront him at his shop. And Chow was not stupid. I was saying to myself, Chow, please don't be stupid. I wasn't sure at first. Don't just go run to Assam or whoever you're working with, because you know somebody's going to be following you. And the other Secret Service agent was, but Chow was smart enough to send him on a fool's errand run and escape, and I like that. But that's really interesting. I'm really excited to see how this Secret Service agent is going to play out trying to get these plates and this money, this fake money that is. We also got to talk about Hong. He in love. He got him a little boyfriend, and we're going to see how that plays out. Seemed like they was having a fun time. But like I was saying, this is not going to end well with this printed money, because old girl stole some and put it in her hair clip, and this is really making me nervous. I am scared. I want them to win, but they are going down a path of no return. But guys, we got to get to the end. I love seeing a toy with the sword. This was a good scene right here. I was saying to myself, man, even if Nelly and the toy and Lei or Lau get out of this, and they kill all of the bad men, all the white supremacists coming in trying to destroy the Vineyard, it's going to be burned down, it's going to be destroyed. And so they just want to kill as many people as possible. It really does suck that a toy was not at 100%, because you know she just would have been flying through there slicing people up like she is a Jedi from Star Wars with a lightsaber. But it was still nice. I was thinking to myself, man, is her sword not sharp as it should be? Because at one point she was having trouble trying to cut through one dude on his back, but I loved it all. Even Nelly got in there and was able to shoot some people. That was pretty cool, seeing the woman run out the house. I'm like, oh, stop, drop, and roll, but maybe they didn't have that class back in the time of the 1800s. But yeah, this time right now, it's Jim Crow all over America, where these white supremacist, white mobs just want to do anything they want and come in and burn down businesses if they can't get their way. This is happening to the characters in this show right here. It's happening to the Chinese, these women in the Vineyard. It happened to black people for the longest, from the end of the Civil War till about the 1960s. And so I like this representation right here. I love this fight scene. A lot of the shots in this were long takes. Seeing Lei in that long, wide shot take down 3 people with her knife going back and forth with the blade, it was just beautiful. I liked it. I was at the edge of my seat. They did a really good job there. And with the beginning of season 3 kind of starting off slow, again, I'm really happy that Max, HBO Max, gave us 3 episodes at the very beginning, because this one right here, episode 3, Ain't No Time for Fucking Chemistry, did end on a banger, and I'm really impressed. And again, like I can't wait to see episode 4. But guys, that is just my opinion. That is my recap, my review for Warrior season 3, episode 3, again titled Ain't No Time for Fucking Chemistry. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. Let me know down in the comment section by leaving a comment and giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, helping me reach 50,000 subscribers. If you do subscribe to my channel, guys, besides me doing a weekly recap and a weekly live for Warrior season 3, I will also be giving you at least 1 movie review per week from the website Hiya, or the app. They have a ton of martial arts content on this site, and I do have a subscription, so I will be giving you at least 1 review from this site per week, in addition to my Warrior season 3 recaps and lives. The first one I'm going to be reviewing is Young Yip Man, and then I'm going to get into the Grand Master of Kung Fu, and then Eye for an Eye, the Blind Swordsman. So make sure you check all that out. Also, if you subscribe, guys, you're going to get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, martial arts movie reviews, series reviews, Secret Invasion I'm covering on Disney Plus right now. Also, a live superhero comic book show I host each week. Also, a live movie news roundup show I host each week, trailer reactions, and some interviews as well. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.